And guys, today we are gonna do the levels. It's starvangza, back to back, Woodland Cleaver, Backwoods Standoff, and Rage Fighter. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first we're gonna start with if starvangza. Surrounded on all sides by incoming ogres, wait for the right time to attack and then strike. Arguments, basic syntax, if statements, variables, and while loops. So I am just gonna equip some normal equipment. You could just buy some better armor, but this is the least armor you need. So let's get into it. Our goal here is to defeat the ogres. Goal is to defeat the ogres. Defend against ogres using if statements to check if an ogre is nearby. Don't attack if there's no munchkin. So what happens is that you have to defeat the ogres. So if we're using if statements again, so we are learning a very big concept over here with if statements. So always check if there's an enemy before attacking it. If you just say enemy equals hero of finished enemy, attack enemy, it will not check that if there's an enemy, and then it will get you an error. So always use the if loop. And just explaining if loops slightly, I explained it in my last video, you can go and check that. But if loops are just like if in normal English, so hello, if you want some ice cream, I will give you ice cream. So if there's an enemy, attack the enemy. And you click run. And then so guys come to watch. And then you kill all the enemies. The hero versus munchkins. Get your tickets here. And some guys come. And it says 5 gold on the ogres and it says deal. So they're betting on who will win. And next then the hero wins, they all go out. So yep, this is it for if starvangza. So now after it's if starvangza, we go on to the path, to the level, back to back. Arguments, basic syntax, if-else statements, if statements, and variables and while loops. So I forgot to do this summary. So we used arguments like enemy in the hero attack statement, basic syntax, we just did normal coding. We used if statements to check if there's an enemy. We kept our code in a while loop, and we kept the hero find nearest enemy in a variable. Now back to back. Patrol the village entrances with stay defenses. Arguments, basic syntax, if and else statements, if statements, variables, and while loops. Same equipment, just a normal sharpened sword. Just a normal shield. I just like equipping the bronze shield because it's more better. But yeah, let's get into it. Expand your code's possibilities by using else. Else is just like if, but it's same. Okay. So if there's an enemy attacking me, else. So let's go back to normal English. If there's an enemy, if you want ice cream, get ice cream. Else, if you don't want ice cream, you could get soda. So if there's an enemy, attack the enemy. Else, you say that I don't see enemy. So this only happens if this isn't true. So if there's no enemy, then this happens. If there is an enemy, this happens. So if there's an enemy, else you stay behind the peasant. So you see the enemy, you attack. Okay, so now what your hero is doing is that he comes to the defensive point, and then if he sees an enemy, he attacks. If there isn't, he says, "But it's dead. It's dead," so he cannot attack it. The next thing he just gets defensive. So, but for example, if he doesn't come back, but he stays over here, the Munchkin will come and kill these type guys by the time the hero comes over here. Munchkin will come over here, and next turn the hero will come, but he will kill the peasants before the hero could come, resulting in an automatic incomplete. So back to back. So in back to back, we have used arguments, basic syntax, if statements, variables, and while loops. So we used while loops because we keep all our code in a while loop. And we have also used variables. We stored enemy in a variable. We have used if statements for checking the enemy. We have also used if and else statements. We use basic syntax, that's just like normal code. And arguments, we used enemy in the hero.attack statement. So yep. So now we're going to move on to the next level on the pad called Woodland Cleaver. Use your new cleave ability to fend off the munchkins. And from this level you get a sword called a cleave sword, which is this boy. It's the long sword. Cleave. So what the cleave command does is that it does 28 damage per second. It does 28 damage per second. It is very hard with a long cooldown. Cleave. So, for example, your hero is here in this house, and then munchkins are surrounding the house. If he does a cleave, it will kill all the munchkins in a certain radius. So we're going to use basic syntax, if and else statements, if statements, strings, variables, and while loops. So equipment, just normal, the wooden shield. I just always kept the bronze one. Just normal bronze tarnished armor. You could just get into better armor like the polished bronze, but this is the least you need. The cleave, the programcation icon, the glasses, and yeah, so let's get in. Fend off the ogres. You have a new sword with the method cleave, and a new watch within the method is ready. Cleave is a special attack that hits only by enemies, but it can only be used every so often. So before you cleave, check if it's ready. So if hero is ready to cleave, hero is ready is like if the hero is ready. So if he's ready to cleave, you cleave. If he's not ready to cleave, you just attack. So that's it. You move to this place, and then if you're ready to cleave, cleave, or else you attack. So same. Go over here, you cleave. Now you get ready, you cleave. Then just fast forward, you kill, next turn you cleave. And next turn, you're done. So let's just check it. If cleave isn't ready, else you do normal attack, you just attack. Passes just nothing, it does nothing, it just passes on to the next statement. Doesn't affect your code. Enemy is your strategy. If the hero is ready to cleave, you cleave. If you're not ready to cleave, you just attack the enemy. So what we used at this level is that we have used basic syntax, if and else statements. We have used basic syntax, if and else statements, if statements, string, variables, and while loops. So I use basic syntax, that is just normal coding. If and else statements we use to check if the cleave is ready. We use if statement to check if the cleave is ready. We kept all our code in a while loop. We used variables for the enemy and strings in hero.isReadyCleave. cleave. So now the last level, Backwoods Standoff. Yell and cleave your way to victory like a real barbarian. Arguments, basic syntax, if and else statements, if statements, strings, and while loops. So let's play. Equipment you need, cleave sword, just the same old equipment from all the last levels. Let's play. Wipe out the camp. If cleave is ready, use it. Else attack the nearest enemy. Same thing. Those are just my notes. So if cleave is ready, use it. Else attack the nearest enemy. Wipe out the camp. Munchkins are attacking. The swarms will come over at regular intervals whenever you can cleave to clear the mass of enemies. Wild Shrew, enemy is the nearest enemy. If your enemy is ready to cleave, cleave. If he is ready to cleave, else you just attack the enemy. Run. You cleave. Now he cleaves. And the health is falling down drastically, but don't worry. He will still leave, even though he's getting attacked on, so he just gets all the enemies. Thanks, and he's on very low health. He's on 44 health, 42, 40. And yes, so that's it. Same thing from the last level. All you do is you check if you're ready to cleave, else you just attack the normal enemy. Okay, same thing from the last level. You use arguments in the attack statement, basic syntax, normal code, if and else statement for attack and cleave, if statement to check if the cleave is ready, strings in the here.isReady command, and while you keep all your code in a while loop so your code will run. So yeah, this is it. We covered starvangza, back to back, Woodland Cleaver, and Backwoods Standoff. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this video. And don't forget to check my other videos that I did yesterday on Woodland Cubbies, Winding Trail, 9 Gems, and Defensive Plainswood. So this is it. This is Cody with Gotham, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.